All right, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a message in the chat. Welcome to today's session. I think there's a feature that I did not turn on, I guess, or probably we did not configure that properly. I would have loved to see the number of people that are currently watching on YouTube. I believe we have a couple of others that are yet to join. So what I want you to do for me, if you're currently on the stream, just copy the URL from your browser. Please paste the URL on Discord. If you're currently on the Discord server, kindly paste it there. If you are on the Telegram channel at Top Universe, please drop the link as well. I believe the community managers are doing a wonderful job already. But yeah, let's support them as well to ensure that other people get uh, this link so that they can join in. Okay. All right. So please, if you have joined, I want you to quickly introduce yourself. Right. Let's keep it short, straightforward. Let's just drop it in the chat. I'll give an example. So I'll start off. I would say, hi there, Mav, joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, Mav, joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, now I hope you guys can see the messages I send. I don't know. I don't know if it's just, yeah, so I just dropped a message in the chat. Hi there, I'm Mav, joining from Lagos, Nigeria. So tell us where you're joining from, your name and where you're joining from. Okay, so let's drop it in the chat. I want to see where you're joining from. Hi there. Okay, so I think that's Daniel. Daniel, tell us where you're joining from. Okay, so I can see most of your messages now. I guess that was my network. It wasn't loading at first. So Jeje Balogun reporting for GT as usual. Um, hello, is that Lekan? Yeah. Hello. Okay, Leon, I can hear loud and clear. All right, Taiwo, yes, I can. I'm not seeing the messages. Please let me know if you I believe you saw my message. Okay, okay, popping up now. Okay. I'm Jeje Balogun joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome. All right. Daniel joining from Ogbomoso, Nigeria. Okay. Unko joining from, Kelvin. Kelvin joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. Uh, Everybody is joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Let's invite our friends. We have a lot of people on Top Universe that are not in Lagos, Nigeria. So let's invite them. Okay, so Damilare joining from Osun State, Olasukomi joining from Owerri, Nigeria. All right, so welcome, welcome. It's been a while. I think it's been like I guess over like 5 months since we had a live stream at Top Universe. I think it's up to 5 months. Maka, I can see you're in the chat, so please let me know if it's up to 5 months. How many of you miss our sessions? Okay, all right. Ajayi joining from Ogun State, Nigeria. Okay, if you miss our sessions, let me know in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy having these stream sessions, right? Whether we are streaming on Twitch or we are streaming on YouTube, whether it's a class session, whether it's a Q&A session, I think it's usually some of the best sessions that we have at Top Universe. Having this engagement, having you drop your messages in the chat, and sometimes looking for trouble. Okay, so we are here today to discuss getting into tech in 2025. And I mean, thanks to some of you that kept sending DMs that we need to have this session. We usually have this session earlier, in the past, right? For those of you that are joining for the first time, you probably don't know what Top Universe is. Maybe you have seen the website, maybe you haven't. Maybe you have signed up on our academy already. Maybe you haven't. All right, Olasukumi, I miss you, Mr. Marv, especially. Thank you. All right, Marriott, I've missed it so much. Okay, Elizabeth, Balogun Elizabeth joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome. Vincent joining from Lagos. All right, all right. I'm not seeing some names, so where is Natasha? Where is Natasha? Natasha, where is our our able Discord server moderator. Natasha, if you are here, please drop a message in the chat. Let us know that you are with us before we drag you from wherever you are. So make sure you're on the stream. Okay. Um, yeah. So I was saying maybe you have checked out our website already. Top Universe is a program we started a while ago. I think we've been running our programs basically since 2021. We've been running different cohorts, teaching people, especially I would say the idea of, starting Top Universe is simply to bring people into tech, right? To get people into the tech space, those that are interested in getting a career in tech but don't know how to start, or probably don't have, the luxury of finance to register for courses worth millions of naira. This is usually a starting point, and over time, after learning for a few months, you can then advance, you know, um, to some other platforms, right? It can be some of the programs we also organize. That is the organizers, um, or any other program out there, right? It's completely free. We've been doing this for a long time now, and it has been free since day one. We try our best to ensure we give quality um, course content, right? We try our best to ensure we give out quality course content. Um, okay, so I can see that trying to reconnect. I hope you guys are still with me here. Anyways, yeah. Let's. All right. So apologies for that. I want to be sure you guys can still hear me. Yeah, I think that break in transmission was due to the network connection over here. Please confirm in the chat if you can still hear me. Someone is saying this is a real life seeing your face. Okay. Sorry about that. Please let me know in the chat if you can see and hear me. Just let me know in the chat. I want to be sure. Um, so I'm going to also pull up Discord, right? Just to also get additional feedback from there. Um, yeah, because I don't want the network messing with us. Okay. All right. Sorry, that was a WhatsApp call, and that's exactly why I'm even trying to quit WhatsApp to avoid having a lot of distractions with calls here and there. Okay, so kindly confirm if you can. I can't see any message in the chat. I don't know. Maka, Natasha, Titi, Mike. Yeah, so let me know if you can. Okay. So hello, guys. Um, okay, so I still can't. Okay. Let's see. Guys, if you can hear me, drop messages in the chat. I want to be sure. I want to be sure you guys can hear me because I still can't see any messages. Let me quickly pull up Discord, just to keep track of the conversations here. Okay, Discord. Hi guys. Um, drop a message if you are on the stream at YouTube. Okay. I also think the platform that we're currently using, I think over time would get used to working with this, right? Unlike what we've been using in the past. Okay, so I think I would just proceed until your messages start to come in the chats, right? Okay. So yeah, and I was basically giving like a quick overview of what we do at Top Universe, right? And I mentioned that we've been organizing programs like this, for a while. Um, we usually organize, programs teaching software engineering, ranging from front end to back end, and yeah, DevOps engineering, cloud engineering. We've also, created courses or programs for product management and UI UX design. So these things I'm currently mentioning are um, specializations in the space, right, in the tech space. Maybe you come across some guys, you ask them, okay, so what do you do? And they tell you, I build software products, I build mobile application, I design user interfaces for some of these mobile applications that you use. These are simply different domains, right? So the guys that are doing those designs, they are considered to be UI UX designers or product designers. Those that build mobile applications are called mobile engineers or mobile developers. And I would basically give some detail as to some of these specializations that I have mentioned, and would also get to mention more. All right. So yes, it's 2025. Why are we resuming now? This is May. Why didn't we start in January like we used to, or February? Well, I mean, there was a long pause. I think since last, I would say since last year, December, there was a long pause um, in our programs. Basically, the organizers, with the organizers, were trying to put things together, trying to set up our academy, trying to ensure that we have people that are able to join the program and learn at their own pace, because most people were unable to meet up with live sessions. That is something we have noticed for a while. Yeah, people usually find it difficult to join live sessions, especially, I mean, look at Lagos, for example. We have a lot of people, working during the day, 9 to 5. They probably close by 5, and due to the traffic, they get home quite late, right? They get home probably by 8, 9. They are exhausted, right? They are completely exhausted, and even when they join those live sessions, they probably might not be able to pick enough, information from there. And yeah, these live sessions are also lengthy. We're looking at 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes or more, right? So you can check out the YouTube channel. You'll see most of the live sessions we've had in the past, teaching people, these skills that I have mentioned. And most people find it difficult to go back to those sessions, because of the length. So we have a new strategy, which would, simply be to organize, content, create content, organize workshops, short workshop, maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then upload this to our academy. And those that enroll for the programs will be added to the academy. And those that enroll for the program will be able to, watch these sessions and get certified automatically on the platform at the end of the program, right? Um, does that mean we're going to stop having our live sessions? No, we'll definitely continue having those live sessions. We'll definitely continue to stream. So those that are able to join the stream can still join in on those live streams, and enjoy the benefits of being able to ask questions directly to instructors. Okay. I'm just going to check the chat again. I think I would resort to opening YouTube on my end as well, just to see the messages coming in, because right now I can't see your messages in the studio I'm using for streaming, which is quite strange. Yeah, that's quite strange. Okay, so let me reload this. All right, so I can definitely say that um, yeah, yeah, okay, thank you. Jenny, I'm talking drop. Um, also expecting, I'm also expecting the configuration zone is quite different from what we've been using for streaming. So I think it's yeah, we're just experiencing some technical issues. You can hear me. I will proceed to some of the tech skills, offering. Let me just check and make sure that discuss. This is very nice. Share. Guys, I'm sorry about that. I hope you can hear me now. Let's see. All right. Okay, so the network is actually messy over here today. Sorry about that. Okay, so just like I was saying that going forward, we are going to be having our academy run and host the programs, unlike what we used to do in the past, right? So yeah, we are basically trying to solve that problem of most people not being able to follow up because they can't meet up with the time for the live streams. Okay, and I would simply jump into talk about one of the benefits, right? And some of these things I would say, of course, are my opinion, and I would love to see your questions or your chat. It's quite weird now that I can't see your messages. Please, for the moderators, kindly share those messages to the moderator channel so I can respond from there because I can't see those messages right now. Okay. All right. Um, yeah. So one thing I consider to be, the major benefit of people getting into the tech space, regardless of what you are doing at the moment, tech is simply what I see to be an enabler, right? If you already have, your skill, maybe you've gone to school, you've studied mechanical engineering, you've studied electrical engineering, you've studied nursing, you are probably a doctor, um, or probably you're still in school. I think most times, majority of the students we have on our platforms are still in school, right? Some private or public institutions out there. I think getting into tech would definitely, help you um, become better problem solvers if you are getting into like the area where you have to do a lot of logical, reasoning. If you're doing programming, for example, if you want to become like a front end engineer to build web products, right, or web platforms, or you want to become a backend engineer, basically to build servers that power some of these platforms out there. You learn to think, you learn, and I mean, you basically think like a builder, right? You learn to create stuff. Um, you learn to come up with ideas that solve people's problems, right? Yeah. So those are some of the things that I consider to be a good to have, right? Regardless of maybe you just want to learn and own that skill to build your own business. I've seen people that say, okay, I want to be a product designer, I want to be a full stack engineer because I want to build ideas that I already have. So I want to learn for like maybe a year or 6 months, and I want to start developing my own ideas, which is also a good thing because you save a lot of cost, and you also have that skill, right? It can come in handy any day. Um, Yeah, so whether you're a student or you're not a student, I think it makes sense that you pick up a skill if you're interested in. I believe if you are here, then obviously you're interested or you have some questions around that. Okay. Some people are always saying, "Oh, this thing might be hard." How easy it is, and one of the response I love to give is, it can be hard if you want it to be hard. It can be easy if you want it to be easy. Yeah, we all agree that there are some things that are complex. There are some things that are very complex to grab, even for smart folks. Um, yeah, but if you identify something you love to do, if you identify something you believe you would enjoy doing, I think it makes perfect sense that you pick it up, you practice, you join a community of friends, community of people that are also building or learning, something similar, and you get in touch with those guys. Um, you share ideas with them. They share ideas with you. You ask questions based on things that you probably find difficult or are finding difficult to learn. And yeah, you basically use that avenue to grab some of those things. You also get to join groups where you can build products, right? You work on projects. If you're learning front end engineering, for example, you work with back end engineers, UI UX designers to build sample projects, and you get to learn how to collaborate as well, right? So yeah, these are things I definitely think when you begin to find yourself getting into that space, you should do in order to become better at the skill you are learning, right? Okay, so another thing I would mention for people that probably have questions like, okay, how do I identify what is how do I identify that thing that I would want to learn, right? So the way I like to look at it is I ask myself questions. Okay, I can see different set of areas, right? Out of these areas, what is that one thing that probably speak to something I've been doing in the past, right? So I'll use myself as an example. Um, yeah, I started off with programming. I did not know I was programming, right? But I know that at least I know today that I was programming back then. When I started, I did not know it was called programming. I was just having fun, working with macros and using VB6 right inside of the Microsoft Office suite. I think this was like 2023 version 23, and I was enjoying what I was doing then. I had a small computer. My dad got a computer back then. It was I think 5 GB hard drive, and I think 128 megabyte RAM. Very old, with the big bulky CRT display. So it was an old piece of computer, and yeah, I found myself using tools like Paint. Using tools like I think we installed Corel Draw back then. Using tools like Corel Draw, Microsoft Office, which is the Word package, and I was enjoying it. I was enjoying painting on that tool because I also have like a natural um, talent for drawing, painting, molding. So these were things I was doing back then. So when I noticed I could use tools like Corel Draw to design, I started having fun designing. And over time, I realized that, oh, even though I love to design, I simply enjoy doing a lot of coding, right? I enjoy problem solving, with the tools that I knew as at that time, which is Visual Basic 6, right? So I began to do some research. Basically, I did a lot of Googling, used some encyclopedia tools that we had back then, asked questions. It was called the Encarta from Microsoft, the free encyclopedia. So I used this tool, for quite a number of, I would say, months. And after getting some of the response, from this tool, I moved over to Google, asked the same set of questions. Um, and despite the fact that I was in an environment where I did not even know people do this as a career, I was enjoying it. And then I decided to switch from being a art student because I wanted to study fine and applied arts. And then I switched to, studying computer science. So I applied to study computer science in school. So it was until I got into school and I met other people that were also, looking into this thing. I was able to go to the library. I was able to see books, on programming. Then I began to really understand that, oh, this is what I used to do. It's actually called programming. Myself and my elder brother, we're basically building websites, but not the standard way of getting to use HTML, CSS. We're using some web builders on our Java phone back then. So it was fun, but thinking about it now, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was fun thinking about it. So we began to do some of these things. We were enjoying it, right? And when we discovered the space, we discovered it was called programming, software engineering. Then we realized that, oh, this is something we would really, want to um, do even more, right? Yeah, so I think if you find yourself maybe doing designs, right? Probably you enjoy doing arts and designs. You probably want to explore graphic design, UI UX design, where you can transfer that knowledge that you already have, into the digital form. If you find yourself wanting to, work with people on ideas and projects, managing activities, probably coordinating people. If this is something you're already fond of doing, probably you want to check out product management or project management. If you like to see ideas come to life in form of a product, it can be a physical product, it can be a digital product. You probably want to explore product management, and with time, you would probably discover if you want to go the route of managing products in the digital space or managing physical products. It's all product management. You are managing a product. If you love to coordinate, people, manage people, see that people work together as a team, you probably want to check out project management. I believe that that might be something you would enjoy doing, right? And if you find yourself maybe, I mean, these days I'm sure most of you might have heard of blockchain, AI. These are like modern technologies, trending technologies. Obviously, most of you are already using ChatGPT. Most of you are already buying and selling Bitcoin, right? Or you have like some crypto wallets. You're already doing some transaction. Maybe you want to look into becoming like a blockchain engineer or a Web3 engineer, right? You want to build applications running on the blockchain, or you want to get into the AI space, right? There are so many new domains there. AI engineering, prompt engineering. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a lot to even think about, right? We have a lot of roles out there, and one thing I would also advise is that even if you have looked at those things, I think it makes sense to ask someone that's already in the space, right? Ask someone, try to get ideas from other people that have been there, and I believe by doing such, you would get better context as to what that area is all about. Okay. All right. And yeah, I mean, you might have also heard of cybersecurity, right? If you are that person that, um, loves the, concept of things like privacy, things like, being safe and secure on the internet, trying to protect others from not, putting their private life or data out there, and also trying to ensure that you teach people how to secure themselves from you know threats and viruses or hackers all over the internet. Maybe you want to look into cybersecurity, right? What is cybersecurity exactly? I think I would just try to keep it brief. I would say is the ability for you to be able to protect digital systems from threats, right? Yeah, yeah. Basically, we're in a cyber world, so you are able to work with a team or work with an organization or even on your own, build solutions, software solutions that would help others stay protected from cyber threats, from hackers, you know um, from attacks, which can be in form of malware and getting into your PC or getting into your network. I think cybersecurity is something you probably want to check, right? The roles in that space, in the cybersecurity space, the amount of roles we get to see every day, I think is something that I would say is pretty hot right now. A lot of people want to just jump into the space because we have a lot of organizations looking for talents in that space, whether junior, intermediate, or seniors. We have a lot of talent, a lot of organizations looking for talents in that space. Cloud computing. If you have heard of that before, um, most of the platforms we use today, I would use ChatGPT as an example. These platforms are hosted somewhere. So when I say hosted, I'm referring to where they are managed and deployed, right? So they are put on a computer somewhere, and you have access to using the application in that computer. Now, of course, I'm not going to dive into explaining the concept of networking and the internet. You will learn some of these things when you join our programs, right? But the idea is, if you want to get into cloud computing, what you are simply going to be doing is managing and storing this set of data or this set of applications in the cloud. We say it's in the cloud because it is not in your local space, right? So you are simply putting this in the cloud, and someone is someone is accessing that application, right, in that environment where you've deployed it, right, where you posted it. So if you get into the cloud computing space, you'll be working with popular platforms like Google platform. We call it Google Cloud Platform. Microsoft Azure, which is the offering from Microsoft, or AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is the offering from Amazon. We have platforms out there that you would eventually get to learn, right? It can be one, it can be two, it can be all. I mean, we have a lot of platforms, so it depends on how long you are in the space. The longer you are in the space, the more you can learn, right? Yeah. So cloud engineering is great. I think it's very popular these days, and I'm speaking from the fact that we also get to recruit people for some of these roles. I think in the past 6 months we've done a lot of recruitment in that space for cloud engineers, right? Cloud engineers, DevOps engineers. They are quite. Sometimes people get confused about the role when you say cloud and DevOps. Like, what is the difference? We have developers working on projects. Developers are the guys that write, the code, right? Work on the code base, for this project. Um, whether you're a front end or back end engineer, whether you're a mobile engineer or developer, you're building this thing, and you have someone that will simply manage the deployment, right? So if you're done building, it can be you. You can basically manage the entire process of also deploying. So it's something that developers should also learn to do. But a dedicated DevOps engineer is someone that have learned different strategies on how to deploy solutions to the cloud or deploy on-prem, and also manage that deployment, life cycle. So, for example, let's assume we are building a software for a supermarket, and we need to put the software on the cloud because this supermarket has multiple branches. They have a branch in Lagos, in Enugu, in Port Harcourt, and they all need to be in sync so that if sales is going on here, this other branch should also know that, okay, we have this product here, we have this product over there. If a customer is asking, uh, I just I just arrived in Lagos, and probably they are asking a customer service agent in Enugu, I just arrived in Lagos. Do you guys have this in stock in Lagos, in your Lagos branch? Someone over there should be able to tell, right? I'm just giving a scenario here. If you're a DevOps engineer, you are the one managing the deployment of that application and ensuring that it is accessible, ensuring it is reachable, ensuring that it doesn't go off, right? We also have some guys called site reliability engineer, which is that is a domain that I don't really see a lot of companies in Nigeria would recruit for. I think a lot of larger companies, recruit for this role. You can check it out if you want to know, or if you want to get more details about some of these roles. You can ask on Discord. I'm currently on Discord, so you can ask on Discord, and I would respond to you on Discord. Okay. So we have I've mentioned blockchain and Web3. We have front end engineers, the guys that build the websites that you have access to. We have back-end engineers, guys that build the servers or the engine room of some of those websites that you have access to. So if you're using Jumia, for example, the interface you see there is built by the front-end engineers. If you're using if you're using Jumia, the interface there is also communicating to a service that would provide data for the interface to present to you. the people building those services, you can't see those services, right? The people building those services are called the backend engineers, right? You have the mobile engineer. So you are probably doing YouTube right now on your phone. The YouTube app right there is built by mobile engineers, right? They build those applications so that you can have access to it, and you can use it, right? So we have a lot of roles. I think I've mentioned. I think I also mentioned UI UX design. They designed the YouTube app you're currently using to watch this stream. Um, yeah, we have. I mean, there are also product designers, right? I think I've mentioned a lot of them. Now, there are some non-technical, roles. They're not so mainstream, but they are also, very good. We have a lot of companies requesting for these roles. These are popular roles as well, right? We have, social media managers. I'm sure you've heard of this type of role. We have virtual assistants, right? I mean, you're still in the tech space. You are simply, um, supporting business or supporting, business executives. We have executive assistants, support assistants, or support specialists, right? There are a lot of them. Some of the courses we offer at Top Universe for now, are mostly the technical skills that I mentioned at first. But I'm sure we do have plans to also, support or create other programs in the future that might not be directly very technical, right? Yeah, so just ensure you join us on our Discord server or Telegram or even our WhatsApp, group. And when some of these things begin to drop, you will have direct access to them. Um, yeah, I mean, before we started this session, someone reached out to me asking for things like, oh, what is the salary range, right? Should I get a job that pays well? I don't like to speak to things like that because I feel the salary should not be, the only motivation. I mean, it's a good motivation, right? But those are things you can find on the internet if you search. The salary range of some of these roles in Nigeria would definitely differ from some of these roles if you have like a remote role working for a company in the US or in the UK. So just keep that in mind so you don't over expect, a lot of things, right? Okay. So some of the things that I think you would also get to hear about would be no code and low code development, right? So no code and low code development, there are some platforms that you can use to build whether front end or back end engines or mobile applications without necessarily having to write code. Okay, so there are platforms like Webflow, like Bubble, like Zapier for automation, like Airtable, for managing and storing data. If you're using these platforms, you're not writing code, but you can still build something. Now, do we have a lot of companies requesting for this type of, developers, no code or low code developers? Yes, of course. I think one thing I've noticed is they are mostly in the startup space, right? People just building, apart from a tool like Zapier, which is used for automation, right? If you're using tools like Webflow, Bubble, Framer, I've come to realize that it's mostly used by folks in the startup space, just trying to showcase, or should I say build an idea that they would love to put out there. Over time, they begin to adopt actual